Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the League of the Past Randomizer League Invitational League Season 3. We are in Week 1, and we've got a great race here. I'm joined today by Jeff the Ref. Jeff, how you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful, and I'm very much looking forward to this evening's festivities. Like I said, it is Week 1, Season 3. Tonight we have an interesting co-op all dungeons for you. We've got Team Never Do Chickens taking on Team Heim. I think I'm pronouncing that right, H-I-M-E.
Maybe Hime. I asked Kermit before the stream, and he said it was pronounced Hime. So,
all right, so we'll go with Team Hime. For Team Hime, we got Dragonstrike and Kermit, and representing Never Do Chickens, we have Wulfy, and I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
I believe it's Alaszun, but yeah, we've got two teams here getting ready to kick off this season with a win, and it's a co-op race, all dungeons. So co-op, all four of these people are going to have the same seed, all four of our runners, and the two teammates are going to be able to pass information between each other as they go and run the seed. So you're going to see a lot of different routes from these runners. They're going to be split up. They're going to be trying to do as much as they can separately between the two of them and passing information back and forth. It's really a great way to kick off our league season. It's a lot more than just pure execution. You have to be able to communicate with your teammates. And here we go. You're going to see two of these guys start off in Link's house and two start in Sanctuary. Just some hearts here and there.
Yeah, that's all we got. And the flag is basically dropped. And looks like we're seeing a escape play over here on Alaszun's side.
Yep, Alaszun's going to go straight for escape, and Wulfy's going to head over and check out the north part of the Hyrule, while his Dragonstrike is going to do a Houlihan opening here and then head to escape, whereas Kermit is going to do the same north area checks.
And our tier 1 tree pool looks like it's just a full magic bar refill, and the crab pool is a sack of looks like an 8 sack of bombs.
Yeah, definitely not going to be any issues with bombs in this race for any of our runners. His Dragonstrike does pull off Houlihan and get some quick rupees to start this thing off.
That'll help you with Zora down the road and the bottle vendor in the short term coming up in Kakariko.
Looks like it's just a big 20 on Lumberjack Ledge.
And Kermit doing the Lost Woods check, didn't see anything interesting. Looks like a green rupee in the mushroom spot, and the drop down's about to give us a red rupee.
There is something interesting on Dragonstrike's side is he picks up gloves in the dam, whereas Alaszun is heading straight over to Mini Moldorm Cave first. I would suspect that Alaszun's going to head west after that, do dam, and then over to Agnes Cave.
We get the blue mail, the Book of Mador, 300 rupees, a piece of heart, and a red rupee out of Moldorm Cave. So not a bad find there. Let's see what Ice Rod Cave has for us in store for us. Ooh, deciding not to go to Ice Rod Cave. He's going to go elsewhere for this.
Yeah, Alaszun still has the dam to do, so Alaszun's going to head west, whereas Dragonstrike is heading east, is going to do Mini Moldorm right now, and I would suspect that Dragonstrike's going to continue on over to Ice Rod Cave after that.
And Kermit is doing Blind's Hut. Looked like he pulled a bottle and not much else. A couple of pieces of love. Meanwhile, Kermit getting ready to give us our first look into the well, so we'll see what's got coming up here. And we get the Moon Pearl. That is definitely a wonderful find this early in the race, at just over 3 minutes in.
Yeah, and it's a very quick spot to grab too, so no digging into dungeons or anything for that bad boy. It will be interesting to see how these teams communicate, whether or not they want to pick up that bottle, because we'll know very shortly whether Sick Kid has anything or not.
Bottle vendor selling a very expensive bomb there, and Kermit going down to check the chicken hut. And between all of our runners right now, we actually have 2/3 of what we need for Dark World access, I do believe. We've got a mitt, we've got the Moon Pearl, we're just missing a hammer.
Yeah, either a hammer or another set of gloves will get us in there. A couple more checks here in Kakariko. Kermit's going to check out the Sick Kid, see what our lazy little friend has for us. Just, well, I guess that is a nice steak dinner.
That'll help us in the Zora play later. Meanwhile, Dragonstrike going into the back half of Escape, putting those power gloves to use. And we've got a Desert Palace play over here on the other side.
Yeah, Alaszun taking that book from Mini Moldorm Cave and just heading west and doing the entire southwest swath of the map.
And Backflip Escape did not prove fruitful for Dragonstrike. Might be disappointed on that play there. Meanwhile, Wulfy getting his back of Tavern, and we get the ever-popular Bugnet.
Yeah, then these co-op races, it's definitely not bad to have one person find something that just isn't useful. It's just one less thing that your other partner has to check.
Indeed, and it will save on the overall time later for the other partner not having to go do those useless checks.
Yeah, and if you're wondering how these races are scored, if you're new to this, we're going to be taking the combined time of both teammates and taking the average, and the faster team that has the average finish will win out.
Dragonstrike headed up to Agina. Meanwhile, Kermit picked up his power glove in the race game. So we'll see what's over here in Agina, as that's our newest piece of information right now.
So that is both pairs of gloves. That is Dark World access between the two teammates. They'll have to go and retrace their partner steps to get the other glove, but that is Dark World access for both teams at this point.
And Agina just hiding a bloopy in that chest there.
Yeah, it looked like that early desert dip only had 300 rupees and nothing else of note. So definitely going to be skipping that out until you're ready to actually finish out desert. Wulfy getting a peek at Lake Hilly Island, which just has a red rupee.
Meanwhile, Dragonstrike making his play into the desert, while Wulfy is looking to do maybe Sashrala's Hut and maybe a dip into Eastern, but we'll see.
Yeah, I would be surprised at this point if Wulfy decided to dip into Eastern, knowing that Dark World access is available. May want to get out of the way here and just save Alaszun some time later.
And we do find out that our green pendant is in the Dark World. I do believe that said Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, and along with Eastern and Tower of Hera being pendants, that's all our pendant knowledge. Once again, this is all dungeons, though, so you're going to have to go back and do those at some point. Interestingly, though, with both our bow dungeons being pendants, both those bows could be just about anywhere in the game.
Indeed, and I was right. Wulfy is making a play for Eastern. It's not going to be much that he can do here, but we'll see what he navigates out of it.
Yeah, with 6 hearts, no really way to judge your location in the darkness, but these runners are all very high execution players, so I wouldn't be too worried about Wulfy not being able to do everything but the boss here.
And our first check in Eastern gives us the flippers.
It's a really good find. With Mitts being our Dark World access, that means you can now get over to Pod with what you have right now, whereas before you were kind of stuck over in the west side of the Dark World.
Indeed, and it also logically puts Hobo and Waterfall Fairy in play, as well as Zora's Ledge.
Now Alaszun and Dragonstrike are going to take a quick trip through Kakariko. Nothing on Sick Kid, but Alaszun did pick up the bottle. Blue potions are pretty nice to have. Most of these runs end up being a little bit lower in terms of heart count than you would see in a normal randomizer run.
And I think we've got our first look at the Dark World here as Alaszun checking out the treasure chest game. Not much help there.
Yeah, looks like Eastern has had just the flippers so far. There'll be one more check in the dark for Wulfy and Kermit coming up. Not much in Village of Outcast yet either. Tons of checks, though.
And the C-shaped house only has a 10-pack of arrows. Incidentally, that's all we got out of the big chest in the Eastern Palace as well. Dragonstrike going ahead and picking up his Moon Pearl, so that'll set him up nicely for Dark World play. And the blue rang out of the bombable hut in the Village of Outcast. Do believe we'll be making a play for the shovel game here in a second. Or maybe possibly the Smith chain as well.
Yeah, the mitts, lots of open things in this area.
But we still need the mirror for the Smith chain, so we'll be holding off on that.
I mean, you can still save and quit to get those. It does make it a little bit less convenient, but I would definitely suspect we're going to pick up our frog friend here and then do some more Dark World checks.
Meanwhile, Dragonstrike taking his first dip into Skull Woods.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Alaszun didn't make this play either. You can kind of, because you're just going to have to do all dungeons anyways, and you're just trying to get information for your partner. I'm surprised you wouldn't skip a dungeon in an area that's fairly quickly accessible.
And Kermit takes a death. Not sure if that was intentional or not.
Got a frog going on the world tour, and Alaszun's side. Dragonstrike finishing up in Skull Woods. Didn't find anything of note, it looks like. Kermit taking these flippers and doing some water checks now. He's heading to the hobo.
Yeah, let's see what the homeless guy's holding for us today.
Stumpy had the red cane for Alaszun, so Dragonstrike should be there in short-ish order.
And the hobo had the red ring, and we are getting our hype cave check, so we'll see how not so hype this is.
There's a hammer. It's pretty hype.
Pack of bombs, another pack of bombs, and a piece of love. Well, for the sake of the hammer, I'll give that a 5.
Yeah, hammer is a really important item for this stage of the game. It gives a lot easier Dark World access around various locations. One thing we're still missing is Death Mountain access. We do have gloves. You can make it up in the Dark World, but it can't do much while you're up there with just a hammer. Half Magic and Quake in the Wishing Waterfall.
And the Ice Rod Cave only had a piece of love. And Dragonstrike dipping into Thieves Town, doing his first 4, and we get a pack of rupees. It looks like the 50 pack there.
And there's our first bow on Zora's Ledge. So that'll be a nice a nice little sigh of relief for our runners, knowing that that bow could have been deep in Ganon's tower or wherever, but is actually pretty well accessible.
Smith Chain only gives us a full piece of love. Now that he has the hammer, well, we're not going to see a fake powder glitch, but we don't have the mirror for that, I don't think.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mushroom. That's what you need for the fake powder glitch, so nothing there.
Okay. And
Kermit off to get this bow. Zora only had 20 rupees for the 500 cost, another life lesson in pad economics.
And picking up that bow there off of the ledge in Zora's domain, that will help the Eastern pod combination just a little bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Dragonstrike taking an intentional death in Thieves Town, doing the first 4 and heading out. Doesn't have a weapon to actually complete the dungeon right now, so no reason to dive any further. We'll see on Never Chicken's side, Alaszun is going to be able to complete the whole dungeon. That hammer is going to let him get through.
And Wulfy heading up, he's going to see that he's going to be able to get his first bow, and he might even check Zora because of the money count that he has right now.
Yeah, he'll absolutely check Zora and find out he's about to get ripped off, but this bow is a nice consolation prize.
Yeah, Zora can be quite the scammer sometimes, and unfortunately she scammed us this time.
Listen, some days you just gotta get paid.
I can't argue with that, as we are all over the place here. We've got Alaszun in Thieves Town. We've got Wulfy over on Zora's Ledge. We have Kermit over in the Catfish area. And Dragonstrike doing the Smith Chain.
Yep, I don't believe Alaszun grabbed the chest. He just turned in the Smith, which I think is a smart move, not having a mirror or a flute or boots right now. Kermit's going to check out this Catfish area, and if there's something here, then basically going to be praying for a mirror pretty soon so they can set Dragonstrike up for a very quick collection of a couple very important items. Just a piece of heart, though, so we're not going to have to worry about that.
No, he decided not to take it. He's like, nope, I'm out of here. Meanwhile, Wulfy is making another play to the Dark World. Meanwhile, Zune is doing fairly nice dipping through Thieves Town. And Dragonstrike checking out Hype Cave. He's going to get that hammer here in just a hot second.
Yep. We're gonna Dragonstrike getting their hammer, and Alaszun is gonna find out what. Oh no! He's gonna find out what a cricket can do to you. Those are some vicious enemies. 2 hearts of damage on green mail, 1 on blue mail, and very unpredictable.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Zune. He have to start all the way from the back and re-dive this dungeon. That's going to be a time sink for him for sure.
Yeah, it looked like he did get the roof blown up, but did not get that chest, so it's still going to have to make his way all the way back upstairs. I think if this was a single-player race, you might see Alaszun just hit the switch and head back down and just say that chest doesn't exist. But having to depend on a teammate, you're definitely going to make it clear. He is going to just say this chest doesn't exist.
I believe that is a gamble play right there, hoping that what's inside that chest is pretty useless after he clears this dungeon. I think that's what he's hoping for.
Yeah, I didn't do a count of items in the front 4, but we know that that chest upstairs can't be a small key. So it's either a map compass or an item. Well, Wulfy's going to take this hammer all the way around to the pyramid, possibly into pod with his bow.
And he's going to find out that the pyramid is not really all that useful today. I do believe the pyramid only has rupees for us. And there's a fighter shield coming out of the big chest at Thieves Town.
We'll see if Alaszun decides to do this with hammer or do this with Cane of Samaria.
That would be interesting.
So
Either
he's got
strat
Cane
can
out.
be very difficult.
Yeah, it looks like he's got Cane out, so he's gonna try and poke and dodge. Kind of whiffed on that second shot there.
He's handling it for the most part very well. Only taking a couple of hits so far. It's down to 3 hearts, half of his health.
It gets it done. Very well done by Alaszun. Just a map on blind, though, so that chest upstairs does have something. It'll be up to Wulfy to check it out and see what it is, and hopefully for Alaszun, it isn't anything important.
Well, if Dragonstrike is able to check it for us, we'll be able to see what's inside it.
Yeah, you can see those
And
grasshoppers doing
bombs.
a lot of damage. Yeah, just bombs, so Alaszun's going to dodge a bullet there. Does get Thieves Town out of the way. It's our first dungeon for any of our team members.
It looks like Wulfy is heading toward Hyrule Castle, maybe doing his front half of escape.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've seen the front half escape yet from either team. It's a kind of a slow check with no boots.
Yeah, I don't think we have either. Meanwhile, Kermit has the pirate monkey there, the extortionist, and we're going to dip into pod.
Alaszun checked out hammer pegs, didn't find anything. Wulfy here in escape's going to see a heart container. Depending on where Alaszun's at the end of the game, you might see pick up that heart. You get to an interesting point in these co-op races where you have to communicate how comfortable you are with what you have, as well as what you actually need for dungeons. Because just because you can do something doesn't mean you're comfortable doing it.
Not to mention, with all of these checks and all of this relaying of information, also the players got to take into consideration, how is that new information going to help with their routing?
Yeah, absolutely. If you find something like a mirror or where they found the book at, and it sent one person, sent to one member from each team all the way over to desert to check something, whereas they may not have gone that entire way before.
And now we're going to see hammer strats on blind from Dragonstrike. Yeah, Dragonstrike. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Dragonstrike, not with having a lot of magic, is going to have to use his hammer here. At least get through the first couple phases. Getting chunked a bit.
Yeah, he's getting spammed quite a bit by those floating heads. Down to 1 heart's going to have to burn that potion.
I think it's very smart to get that potion used. You want to get this dungeon. You don't want to revisit blind. Even if you have a sword later, it takes it off the script and makes it kind of a pain. Wulfy picked up boots. I'm not sure exactly where, but Wulfy's going to be checking out King's Tomb here.
And that's just a red rupee right there. And we've got Dark Room on Zoom's part.
Yeah, Alaszun is making the Death Mountain ascent right now. Depending on where those boots are at, we may see it just save and quit immediately, and Alaszun will grab him. Gets a fairy and a bottle. Yeah, we're going to see a save and quit, and Alaszun's going to make a beeline to wherever those boots are at.
And because of those boots, we're going to get our look into Bunk Rocks with 50 pack of rupees. Meanwhile, Dragonstrike doing hammer pegs, and Kermit still doing pod.
Yeah, looks like Alaszun's been heading over to escape as well. Boots chat point out what are found in Zelda's cell. So Alaszun's gonna pick up that heart container, pick up Boots, and then get ready to do these Death Mountain checks. While Wulfy is gonna head over and check out Pod.
Meanwhile, Kermit gets to say "Rip Dark Rooms" as he just picked up the lamp in that turtle room there. And now we're in the rupee room and picks up the big key, so we will definitely be able to get that big chest now. Now, is he going to route in Big Chest first or Harmless Hellway? And looks like we're going to get our look at the Harmless Hellway. And it is a small key.
Yeah, I think Kermit may have miscounted keys there. I don't know if he's done right side yet or not, but 2 keys at that point is almost always a key for a key in Harmless Hellway.
Kermit opting to take the traditional entrance into the Dark Maze, not doing the hammer jump.
Yeah, kind of rough to do when you're on 3.5 hearts, and you're only taking 1/2 damage from the bomb, but if you miss, you take a damage from falling. Blue Mail doesn't care how healthy you are.
This is true, and we only get a map for our troubles out of that big chest.
And meanwhile, on Wulfy's side of the screen, we're going to see what difference Boots makes going through Pod.
And Dragonstrike doing the Uncle checks. We get a 1/2 heart from Uncle. I'm not sure what was in the Uncle chest here. I guess we'll find out here in a second. Zoom getting his boots. And it's the shovel inside Uncle's chest. So that will put in the Grove in play.
Yep, Alaszun picking up his boots, and I'm surprised he's not making a play up to Death Mountain like he was earlier. I figured after getting that save and quit location, you check out what's upstairs. But instead is going to head over to Eastern and get those flippers. And then can't really make a beeline over to Pod yet, knowing where our bow's at. But was probably going to head over there after that. Wulfy heading on the right side. Meanwhile, Dragonstrike is making Team Hime's first play into escape and is going to find those boots very shortly.
And Zoon's headed over to Eastern, so he's going to be taking care of that. Meanwhile, his teammate Wulfy is dipped into Pod, and on the other side, Kermit getting ready to go up against King Helmasaur, just a couple of rooms away from that battle.
Yeah, we're seeing the power of team sharing information here. Alaszun just grabbing those flippers and leaving, knows where the bow is and knows there's nothing else in Eastern that's worth doing anything over.
Well, mind you, he will have to go back to Eastern at some point because this is an all-dungeon seed.
Yeah, absolutely. But knowing you don't have to do anything there, you're just going to get what you need. Kermit, this is no joke of a fight. No sword, kind of low health, hammer-only fight against Helmasaur King.
Well, he does have the bow, so that helps.
Yeah, it's going to make it a fair bit easier if you can get Helmasaur to cooperate and stay put without firing fireballs, but there we go. Kermit gets it done. That'll be Kermit's first crystal and the second crystal, or the second dungeon overall for Team Hime. And it's a pendant, not a crystal. Dragonstrike getting the boots and is going to head to the back of Escape and check out Dark Cross.
In fact, that particular pendant is our fetch quest for Sashrala. So he may just go ahead and, well, he won't be able to mirror, but he'll be able to do a save and quit and then head over there.
Yep, that's the plan. So at this point, we're looking for some rods, some swords, and a flute and a hook shot, and maybe a medallion.
Yes, as we do not know what our medallion requirements are for Turtle Rock or Misery of Mire. So far, we've only seen 1/3 of the possibilities.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about all dungeons is for the most part what you're going to need. There's only a couple of things that could be possibilities. In the dark, and dark crosses are flute.
That is definitely a valuable find for Dragonstrike. That will put in quite a bit for him. That'll put in the Mire closet and possibly the entrance to Mire, depending. Well, not for him because he doesn't have no medallions, but he'll be able to at least check it.
Yep, and with those boots, you can get into Mire if it is a Quake entrance. But he will need to get that Quake first before doing that.
Not sure if that death of Wulfy's part was intentional or not, but
I believe it was. I think it was in. I think it was a Dark Maze to just reset and get back to the front.
If that was indeed the case, that was a very strategic move, as it's probably a lot quicker to do so.
Oh, for sure, than not having a mirror. Rave's pointing out we still need a sword, too, to use that medallion, so no one's getting into Mire unless there's a sword in the doormat.
Yeah, we might get lucky. But then again, a few of our runners do have the Book of the Doors, so they could, well, once they get all the pendants, oh, so we might have a Ped Seed. It's possible. Though surely the runners are not looking forward to that, if that is the possibility.
I mean, there are worse things when your pendants are very quick. Eastern and Pod are not terribly difficult in terms of item requirements. And there are a lot of things in this seed that could be on pedestal. The only things that are required for Eastern Pod and Hera are a way into Hera, a bow and a hammer, and a moon pearl. We've got 3 of those.
Meanwhile, Dragonstrike given us our first play of the Hyrulean National Anthem. And Kermit is taking an intentional death warp in the front half of Escape. Might be going to do Dark Cross, maybe?
Yeah, and Dragonstrike knows that flute's there. Gave the information to Kermit, so Kermit's going to go get his flute. That's information is still dark to Team Never Do Chickens. We'll see when they go back and try and check out that Dark Cross.
And Wulfy get ready to clear his first dungeon, taking on the Helmosaur King. Got to get past that mask first, which takes 17 painful hits with that hammer. And then you can just spam him with the bow and arrow if you have it.
Yeah, Wulfy getting pinballed a bit, but does get it through. We'll pick up his first dungeon. So everyone's got 1 dungeon on the board. Alaszun's about to get his second here in Eastern. We'll see if there's anything on Armos Knights. One measly arrow, 1 return shot.
Dragonstrike did give us a look at the medallion requirement for Mara, but the check was so quick I didn't even get a chance to see it. I want to say it was the Ether medallion, but we did find another bow inside the closet of Mire.
Yeah, that's I didn't get a chance to see the medallion either, but that is our silver arrows for our runners once they want to go and grab them. And I'm sure that they will, with them being in a very convenient location.
Exactly, and that will make the Ganon fight a lot easier.
It'll make a lot more of that easier. It'll make Vitreous a lot easier. It'll make Argus a bit quicker, and Gauntlet just becomes a lot smoother with silver arrows.
And Zune and Dragonstrike making their plays into Pod and Eastern, respectively. And Wulfy taking a dip into Desert.
Yeah, Wulfy can finish Desert. He's got the lamp. So we'll get a bit more information here. He's got the boots and the lamp.
Yep, so Desert will not be boots locked for him, and it does full clear. So that's a good thing.
Kermit's wrapping up Eastern. Dragonstrike is doing Eastern as well. I don't know if I guess neither teammate's been in this dungeon yet. It was kind of an overlap. It's something you want to try and avoid in these co-op races, is having 2 people in the same dungeon at the same time. As long as it's a dungeon you're still getting information on.
And noting that Dragonstrike did not do the left side of that first part of Eastern.
Yeah, Kermit knew where those slippers are. I don't know. I didn't see if Dragonstrike grabbed the first chest and grabbed those. There's our mirror in desert. That's going to unlock a lot of things in this seed.
And that also opens the door for us to dip into Swamp Palace, which could be Wulfy's play after he's done with the desert.
Yeah, can't beat it yet. Don't have the hook shot, but that mirror location is going to speed up Wulfy's path through back through the Dark World. I guess none of our runners have really set themselves up for an Eastern pod double. So that's the biggest place where you can get a time advantage with a mirror, and you're not going to be able to do that here.
It also opens up him doing Tower of Hera.
Yep, that will open up Tower of Hera, which is our last pendant. Honestly, we could see a fire rod on pedestal, and it wouldn't surprise me with how this is laid out.
All right, all sorts of fun and shenanigans with this race. Dragonstrike getting sandwiched by those green enemies there. Not sure what they're called. Does the cannonball room right nicely. I want to say they're Igors.
Yeah, they're Igor. The Light World ones are Igors, and the Dark World ones are Mimics. Chat pointing out, we are 35 minutes into a co-op race, which is usually like 90 to 100 checks in, and still no swords for anyone.
Though for these runners, they're not having any difficulty with the lack of swords. They're still executing quite nicely using swordless strats.
Yeah, these runners are all high-quality performers. Not having a sword is not going to slow any of these guys down, but do need them to get into certain locations. Can't beat Skull Woods, can't get into Turtle Rock or Misery Mire without a sword. Can't beat Aghanim without a sword, so happy to see one sooner rather than later. But as for right now, not a lot of runners are in places where they can really take advantage of any of this. There's not a lot of checks left other than Death Mountain at this point.
Actually, you can beat Aga without the sword if you have the bug net. The bug net can be used to deflect the orbs back into Aga.
It can, but you can't cut the
you can't
drapes
cut the
without it.
You can't cut the drapes to start the fight, but once you get back there, so yeah, sword's still necessary. And it looks like Wulfy is making the climb to Death Mountain, so I do believe we will see our first dip into Tower of Hera. And along the way, he's going to rescue the old man.
Yeah, we know that's got to have Wulfy's second bottle with the ferret inside of it. This is the last place we're going to grab a bunch of new information, though. I think everything else has been checked out. It's going to be a race for Dragonstrike and Kermit to go get that mirror out of desert, and for Alaszun and Wulfy too. They're going to have a ton of information. That mirror or that flute is going to be eluding them for a while, I think.
I fear that you may be right. It's probably in one of those more obscure places. Meanwhile, Kermit getting his silvers. And it is the Ether Medallion required to get into Mire, as Kermit getting ready to do checkerboard.
Finally have confirmation on that, so still need another medallion as well. And
it looks like, speaking of medallions, we got the Ether Medallion sitting on Spat Rock.
It's a good place for it. Just a heart container on Ether tablet. Well, and Wulfy's going to hot. Yeah, and Wulfy's going to hop into Hera here for a first look at some new information in a while.
And I doubt any of the runners on that team will be dipping back to that tablet to pick up that heart container.
This is always an adventure. These rooms without swords, or you're just having to scratch and claw with whatever you got to get through it.
And with Wulfy picking up that big key, he is not going to go down to the basement. He is going to go straight up to the top. Making that gamble that there will be nothing of value in the basement. And if he discovers there is, he could always just dip back in real quick after he takes out Moldorm.
Yeah, no small key yet, so can't even get there. There's red mail. It's our... not sure if that was our first or second time. I missed what else was downstairs or in the lobby for Tower of Hera. It looks like it was just a map or a compass, because Wulfy is going to check big chest here.
He did get the big key out of that. I don't think he went downstairs.
Yeah, and there's our second item, just some bombs. So that's everything out of Tower of Hera. Meanwhile, Dragonstrike's about to find this mirror. Kermit beating Landmo there. So Dragonstrike will finish up Landmo. Kermit will go get the mirror. Wulfy's having a dance with a Moldorm. Does get it done. So now we'll see Wulfy head over to Eastern Death Mountain. Ton of checks over here. There's 8 items. Peek at a 9th. With the mirror and Mitz, we can go grab that 9th item on Floating Island if it's important. It's just a piece of art, though. And Wulfy with his mirror is just going to go directly for the Turtle Rock portal.
Taking a gamble to see what the entrance requirement is there, hoping he has it, hoping it's not Bombados on his part. And unfortunately, it is. So it will be a medallion hunt for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Bombos is one medallion our teams don't have. It's still without a sword they couldn't turn on anyways. But going in Dark Side first lets you get these checks out of the way. The 2 here in Super Bunny Cave, and at least 1 in Hookshot Cave. I don't know if any of our runners are going to be
and we have
hovers
our
or
first
not.
sword. Wulfy pulls one out of Super Bunny Cave along with another bottle.
Yeah, that's our 3rd bottle and our first sword. One of those is way more important than the other.
I'm more happy to see the sword than I am the bottle at this point if I was the runners.
Yeah, we'll see if Wulfy is a hoverer or not. This first check, though, doesn't require hover, and it's just 5 rupees. Wulfy is not on Team Hover. It's going to head out and mirror back to the Light World.
Yeah, he's not going to chance the hover strat there to get to the other chests. But he is going to do Spiral.
Yep, do Spiral, head down, do Paradox, because he has not done Paradox yet. Getting all these checks in order.
Just a pack of bombs there in Spiral.
Yep, Kermit on the Team Hime side is checking out Paradox Cave for us.
And the first 2 gives us Piece of Love and the Fire Rod.
Fire Rod's a big find. That'll open up Skull Woods. That'll open up Ice Palace.
And we
sword
get another.
number.
Yep.
Sword number 1 for Kermit. Shield number 1 for Kermit. Kermit will get that Master Sword when he takes his portal back out to the Dark World. Just a couple pieces of heart in the back there. Wulfy's about to get his Master Sword.
That definitely be useful. And Dragonstrike taking on Moldorm using the Hammer Strat. Does tempered level damage, so Moldorm goes down in 3 hits.
Yeah, well done from Dragonstrike there. That can be kind of a frustrating fight. It's not too bad, though. Kermit now heading into Super Bunny Cave will get that Master Sword. Right now, both teams have about the same amount of information done. The one big thing at this point, looking about 45 minutes in, is Team Hime does know where that flute's at and has picked it up for both their members, whereas Never Do Chickens has not gotten that flute for either one of their teammates. Flute being in Dark Cross, which is a place I don't think Alaszun or Wulfy are going to have on their radar for quite a while. And Wulfy's getting ready to do his water checks. Will pick up half magic in a short period of time. Oh, and actually, no, taking that fire rod. He's going to go to Ice Palace right away.
Yes, he is. Some more new information for us.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 items in here. Very quick dungeon to check with the Icebreaker. Ice Palace used to be like the last place people wanted to go, and now it's one of the first places people want to go when they have access to it, as long as they have that Cane of Samaria.
Indeed, the discovery of the Icebreaker room glitch definitely changed the game as far as Ice Palace goes.
Wulfy with some nice bomb strats in the Pengator room. As the Pengators give up some ammunition back, just a small key, which is a nice find to start out with. You want to pick up 1 at least. That'll be great for Alaszun to do this in go mode later.
And Kermit is just making a mad dash to the back half of Skull Wood. He is not playing around. Meanwhile, I did miss what was in that one check there at the Icebreaker room there.
I didn't catch you there. We'll see it soon on Dragonstrike stream, as I assume he's going to head over to Ice as soon as he gets all his items off of Death Mountain. Barring,
we got the mushroom right there.
Yeah, mushroom on Wulfy's side in Ice Palace. And everyone coming on in from the SpeedGaming stream, we are in Link to the Past League, the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 3, a race between Team Never Do Chickens, Alaszun, and Wulfy taking on Team Hime, Dragonstrike, and Kermit in a all dungeons co-op race here.
And Kermit dropping down to do the Mafia fight. Let's see how well he handles this.
Yeah, I don't expect too many problems. These runners are very good. Master Sword, it's a little shaky at times, but with half magic and Master Sword, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for Kermit here. Chat asking where the flute was. The flute is in Dark Cross, which I can't imagine is on Never Do Chicken's radar at this point, as they've checked both the front and the back, except for the Dark Cross location. Good bomb jump from Wulfy here to get over to Big Chest.
All it had was a 10-pack of arrows. And Kermit is going to give us our pedestal check, so we'll see if Pet is dead.
Very dead.
Very, very dead with just couch cash.
And just like that, Wulfy is done with Ice Palace, heading on to Cold Stare. That's just how quick it is with Icebreaker.
Yeah, it literally cuts the travel time down in half on this dungeon. You can get through it in mere minutes. The only difficult part is this right here, the Cold Stare fight.
Yeah, Red Mail and 7 Hearts entering this fight shouldn't be a big deal, even with Master Sword. Yeah, with half magic on Fire Rod, making quick work of this fight. Just a red rupee for a reward. Does get another dungeon checked off, though.
Ooh, and Zune takes a death at Spike Cave.
I think he's just using the Fairy Revival to get the item. Yeah, he's got a fairy in a bottle. Not a big deal. All part of the plan. The plan doesn't pay off, though. It's just a piece of heart.
And Dragonstrike making his crawl through Ice Palace. And it looks like Wulfy is going to go for his Eastern play. Kermit looks like maybe headed to Thieves Town. Yep, that's the play there for that guy.
Yeah, Dragonstrike's been through there. Knows there isn't anything of value in that dungeon upstairs, so it's just going to be a big key and then head over to the boss.
Yeah, that'll definitely save some time in clearing this dungeon.
And Sarasla just has a bottle for us. We've now found all 4 of our bottles.
Zoom dipping into Skullwoods and going to be tackling that very quickly.
Actually, have a little bit more of a challenge than Wulfy had with this fight, but still not much problem at all. So on Neverty Chicken's side, it's going to be a race to see how quickly they decide to check Dark Cross and find that lamp. To get into Mire. As for Team Hime, we'll see how quickly they are to go actually and hop into Mire. It's completely beatable with what they got. I would suspect someone's going to be making that play very shortly.
Oh, indeed.
First, we're going to get a Mushroom turn on Dragonstrike's side of the board. It's just a heart container for Dragonstrike there. And Kermit about to finish up blind here. With Dragonstrike heading over to... I thought they might be heading over to Skull Woods, but it looks like he's going to do Graveyard Ledge here.
I do believe you were right. It does look like he's headed in that general direction.
Alaszun learning it's a mistake to read. And just 10 arrows and Graveyard Ledge for Dragonstrike. So I think Kermit's going to check out Bombo's tablet here, and then may make a dive into Swamp. Not having, I assume Kermit has not been up to, Kermit hasn't been up to Death Mountain, so I'm assuming he's got Ether. Let's see him head over to Meyer here shortly. Looks like Kermit is going to make a dive over into Swamp Palace, though. Meanwhile, our other three runners are just kind of walking in each other's footsteps. Alaszun's going to go check Bumper Ledge and Graveyard Ledge. Find out there's not a lot to be hunting for in those locations. And I think at that point, we'll see Alaszun either dive into Swamp or check Dark Cross. Is like the one area where he's going to be kind of close there. And Kermit is making a play over to Meyer. So we'll get some new information here as Kermit is our first runner into Misery Mire. And we'd like to thank everyone heading over from SpeedGaming for joining us for this race. It's a link to the past Randomizer League Season 3. We've got Never Do Chickens, Alaszun, and Wulfy taking on Team Hime's Dragonstrike and Kermit in an all dungeons co-op race. And Alaszun is finally into the back of the escape and is heading towards that Dark Cross chest. Is going to find the piece of the puzzle that their team is missing in this flute. First check in Meyer for Kermit is just a small key. Dragonstrike's going to head over and finish up Pod. Meanwhile, the Never Do Chicken side, Wulfy taking on Blind here. A lot easier fight for him than it was for Alaszun earlier. And Alaszun taking that flute, going to turn it in.
And Dragonstrike making his play for Pod.
Yeah, I assume Alaszun is going to make a beeline for Meyer here. And then Kermit and Meyer finds the hook shot sitting on the bridge chest. So that is one more piece of the puzzle. That'll let Kermit complete Swamp. And at this point, we're just looking for a Bombos and an Ice Rod. So it's just any other seed, really.
Looks like Wulfy. I'm not sure where Wulfy's going at this point.
And Kermit gets the second item Meyer, just 20 rupees there, but
the Bombos table is where Wulfy's going.
Yeah. So far, reading has been a mistake in the seed, and that continues. Meanwhile, Alaszun did not have Ether already. He's going to have to go up and go grab this. before he can head over to Meyer. Well, Kermit is going to head on over to take on Vitreous, the boss with the best view of all of Hyrule. And Wulfy is making a beeline to get his flute.
Zune picking up his ether medallion.
Yeah, it's a big mistake for Team Never Do Chickens. Alaszun not grabbing that ether on his first trip up there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a time sink. That could cost him a few minutes.
Especially since they know in their mind now Meyer just has to have progression. They've checked everything else. We know from our perspective it does have progression. It has that hook shot.
And Kermit taking on Vitreous is going to be very simple with those silvers, so it's not going to be much difficulty involved in this.
Yeah, this fight and the Ganon fight are the two where silver arrows shine brightest.
Wulfy down here, Kakariko activated his flute, giving us another listen to the Hyrulean national anthem.
Yeah, after listening to the dulcet tones, one pleasant pheasant, Wulfy's going to head over to Meyer as well, I assume. I was going to do the mushroom turn in, get the heart container that was here.
Wulfy gives the witch the mushroom and then burns her before doing the screen transition to find out what we get, and it's just love.
You just have to assert dominance sometimes. Kermit getting through. Meyer is heading over to Swamp now. Play that makes the most sense. There's still no Bombless medallions, so no reason to really head up to Dark Death Mountain again and check out Hookshot Cave. And really, at that point, this is all that's left. We have Swamp and we have Hookshot Cave as possible locations for Bombos and this Ice Rod.
And so far, we're just about an hour in, and our dungeon count collectively for Never Do Chickens is, I think, 11 or 12. And Team Haimea is sitting at 11 collective dungeons done.
Yeah, Dragonstrike will get 2 of them really quick here with Meyer Desert Double. Especially now that he has all the information of when he needs out of the dungeon, just needs to grab that big key and that hook shot and go get to Vitreous.
And Wulfy and Dragonstrike are literally frames apart from each other, making simultaneous dips into Meyer.
Yeah, then this is, like I said earlier, this is the place you don't want to be in a co-op race. They're both checking the same dungeon at about the same time. And they kind of backed themselves in a corner here with how late they got the flute. I mean, Team Hime is able to spread out and check some more information and just has a lot more information right now than Never Do Chickens. Alaszun getting things all spooky, except not, and does it the old-fashioned way.
Kermit skipping that big chest altogether. He's just going straight to the back. Probably just going to go ahead and clear this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Kermit picked up the big key or not, but also choosing not to do diver down here. Kermit's teammate Ravis in chat saying that Kermit's a bit rusty currently, and yeah, I'm old and crusty. It took me way longer than it should have to learn some of these newer tricks that got discovered this year, but they are really valuable in racing. Hopefully, can get coached up in the next couple weeks. Ray is saying he's already mad at Kermit. You got 7 weeks to get that anger out.
Yes, release it all. Release it all.
So I didn't see anything of value so far for Kermit here in Swamp Palace. We'll see what's hiding on Argus here in a moment. Is Kermit's going to make fairly quick work. Doing a really good job of this fight with a Master Sword. The silver arrows to finish the job for Kermit, and just a burrito. So I imagine Kermit's going to dive back in.
And there's a little redemption on that fight for Kermit.